Okay, so we're trying a parabola and a conic section here, graphing the parabola, and we're going to try to make sure we can find out what the directrix is and the focus. And those are that gives, remember the directrix is the line and the focus is the point, and all the points in the parabola are equal distance from the line and the focus. So let's take a look at this one. So first of all, we want to get this in standard form, which is going to be y equals form, y equals ax squared form, or y equals a times x minus h squared plus y. Now we know it's going to be in this form because we have just y to the first power and an x to the second power, so it's going to follow this form. We can reverse the x and y if we have a y squared. But we have an x squared, so we're going to do thusly. So first of all, try to get all my numbers on the right. So y equals 1/4 x squared. I subtracted 2x from both sides, minus 2x plus 2. Leave a little space here. Then I'm going to try to factor out the 1/4, excuse me. So I just have a 1 in front of the x, so it'll be easier to complete the square to get rid of this linear term. That's going to be x squared. And if I divide 2 by 1/4, it's like multiplying it by 4 over 1. So I get minus 8x. Leave myself a little space there and then put the plus 2 over here. Now, you can always check this out because 1/4 of negative 8 is negative 2, so this checks out if I multiply this out. And then I'll try to complete the square. Half of 8 is 4. So 4 squared is 16, so I'm going to add 16. But if I add 16 to the right, I've got to subtract 16 from the right because I want to make sure I'm just adding 0. The only thing is it's not 16, it's 1/4 of 16. So 1/4 of 16 is 4. So I'm really adding 4, so I have to subtract 4 to balance that out. So those are now balanced. And I've got y equals 1/4. So this means it's going to be a little flatter parabola because it's 1/4. And that's going to be x minus 4 squared. And then 2 minus 4 is negative 2. So now I can find my vertex. That's going to be the point. Same sign, opposite sign, if you remember, like we did with parabolas before. So it's going to be 4. I should say opposite sign. Same sign, so it's going to be 4, negative 2, so that's my vertex. Okay? And then my shape equation, we've done these before, is going to be y equals 1/4 x squared. So I can use the table of values and get a few points to get a good shape on this. When x is 0, y is 0, and I'll try some multiples of 4 that'll work, so I could try 1. 1/4 of 1 is, I could try plus or minus 1 because either way I'm going to get 1, and then it's going to be 1/4. Then I could try 4. Well, I could try 2. 2 will work actually. Plus or minus 2 will give me 4. 1/4 of 4 is 1. And I could try plus or minus 4. Each case I'm going to get 16, and 1/4 of 16 is 4. So those are some points I can use to get the idea of what's going on here. So let's kind of graph some of this first of all. So my vertex is going to be at 4, negative 2. And my points from here now, if I use these points, I'm going to go up plus or minus 1, x, and up 1/4. Okay, plus or minus 2, up 1. And plus or minus 4, up 4. and then, okay, same thing over here, and then up 4. So that gives me plenty of, oops, sorry about that. What am I doing here? Okay, so I'm using these points over here. So plus or minus 1 up a fourth, plus or minus 2 up 1, and plus or minus 4 up 4. So I can draw my parabola. There's your vertex, and there's your parabola. Okay, nice smooth parabola, no problem there. Now the axis of symmetry is the, in this case, the vertical line that goes right through the vertex. So that's your axis of symmetry. And that actually is a line. That's going to be just x equals, because it's a vertical line, x equals 4. This up here, sorry, I'm a little low here. There we go. So there's your axis of symmetry. Now, what about the focus and the directrix? Well, we can find the distance from the vertex on the axis of symmetry for the focus and the vertex. They are on that axis of symmetry. So in order to find that, we have to use this nice little formula. For the focus, I guess the US and the directrix, not the foci. There's only one of these, focus and directrix. This distance is going to be 1 over 4a gives me that distance. Well, a was 1/4. You can see it over here also. It's 1/4. Okay, so it's just going to be 1 over 1/4, which is just going to be 1 over 1, which is just 1. So I'm going to go 1 above and 1 below my vertex on the axis of symmetry to find my focus. So here's the focus right here. And the directrix. And the directrix is a line that's perpendicular, but it goes 1 below. So there's the directrix, which is a line. And it's going to be y equals, because it's a horizontal line, so it's going to be y equals -3. Okay, and your focus is this point, so the focus and this is point over here, which is going to be 4, -1. Sorry about that here. So again, by using the 1 over 4a, we find the distance from the vertex that the focus is and the directrix. And all these points will be equal distance from this line and this point. Any point on here will be the same distance from this line, and that point. You can see there's a good example. 2 units, 2 units. Every point on this parabola will be equidistant from the focus and the directrix. So again, the directrix, by using this 1 over 4a, we get 1, so that's going to be the distance from the vertex that the focus is and the directrix. And the focus is on the inside of the parabola, the directrix is on the outside, the directrix is a line, the focus is a point. And then the axis of symmetry is the vertical line that goes through the vertex. So that's not too difficult. Hopefully that makes sense.